in this presentation we're going to speak about Troy, which now is known as a mysterious place. And our presentation contains the slide that what and where is Troy, who wrote about it and how. Then we'll be speaking about Iliad and Odyssey. And then we'll be speaking for the Troy War in 2 slides, what caused the Troy War and the Troy War and its heroes. Then we'll be speaking about 2 heroes of the War of Troy, and those are Achilles and Hector. Then we'll speak about the Golden Apple and God, that is kind of a conflict, and the hordes of Troy and the ending of the war.
Troy was an ancient city founded by Iolus, the son of Erechthonius and the grandfather of Priam, the last king of Troy. Troy was known as a well-walled city with broad roads and beautiful palaces. We don't know where Troy really is, but the current location, according to archaeologists, the current location is Hisarlik, Turkey. So here in the map we can see where Troy was. And here we have some pictures of Troy. Who wrote it about and how? We get to know Troy from the ancient and blind poet Homer, who lived a long time after the Trojan War had happened. He wrote about Troy based on songs that people sang on the time he lived. He wrote 2 amazing poems called the Iliad and Odyssey.
So this is the Iliad, and that is Odyssey. And the Iliad and Odyssey. The Iliad is a Greek epic poem that is also known as the Song of Agamemnon, and it describes the last 50 days of the Trojan War that lasted 10 years. The Odyssey is also a Greek epic poem that describes the journey of the hero Odyssey back from Troy to Ithaca that lasted 10 years.
What caused the Trojan War? The Trojan War started because Paris took Menelaus' wife, Helen, the daughter of Zeus. The war is one of the most important events in Greek mythology. And here we got a picture of how.
The Trojan War and its hero. The Trojan War is one of the most important events in Greek mythology, and it lasted 10 years, but they didn't fight all the time, but some days of it. And it's believed that it happened between the 13th and 12th century before Christ. Agamemnon commanded the united Greek army, and the war heroes were Achilles, Hector, Paris, Ajax, Odysseus, etc., and some others. And here, not really clearly, we can see Achilles, and Hector here lying down because Achilles killed him. And Achilles is the greatest warrior in Greek mythology. He is known to be immortal because his mother had put him in the river Styx. She forgot to put his heel because she was holding him by that, and that's the only part of his body that remained mortal. He was the king of Myrmidons and took part in the Trojan War. Hector's brother Paris killed him by shooting an arrow at his heel. It's believed that it was guided by Apollo. And Hector was the prince of Troy, in Greek mythology also Priam's son, and he was the greatest warrior in Troy. And he had killed Patroclus by accident, and Patroclus was Achilles' friend, so it made him really furious. And then he waited for Achilles to come and fight in front of Troy, but then he got scared and started running. And then Achilles started chasing him, but then he saw an illusion of his dead brother that was holding a spear, but it was just a trick by the god. And then Achilles threw a spear at him, and then after a really great duel, Achilles killed Hector. So this is a picture of Hector.
I don't know if you guys know much about this apple, but it was from my gods. When Achilles' parents got married, Zeus organized a wedding, but the goddess of chaos, Ares, wasn't invited because wherever she went, she caused chaos. She wanted to take revenge, so she threw the apple, and it was written, or it was dedicated to the pharaohs. It's obvious that all the goddesses thought about it, but only Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite remained. still fighting. They asked Zeus for an answer, but he decided that Paris will do it. Paris chose Aphrodite, so she gave him the love of Ellen. That was the present that he gave her the apple. And that is also one of the reasons why the 10-long-year Trojan War started. Gods were separated during the war. Here Poseidon and Athena were on Greek side, Aphrodite, Apollo, Artemis, and Eris were on Troy's side. Zeus was neutral, but we know by reading the Iliad, he protected Hector during the most time. And this is the most important thing during the end of the war. It's called the Trojan horse, or the horse of Troy. One night Odysseus saw a friend of his making a horse. It was actually a toy for his son. And you know what? He thought, just let's build a horse and let's hide inside it. So it was built in 3 days by Pius and the soldiers. It said that 30 soldiers hid in it, and during night the big gates opened and the other Greeks got in because the horse was inside, because the Trojans had taken it as a trophy. And you know, that's how Troy ended.
Thank you for your attention and questions.